that brings us to, Clayton, one of your cases. We affectionately refer to it in-house as FinCEN.
FinCEN.
But what case is FinCEN? Tell us about that.
So FinCEN is, we call it that because that is the defendant. That's the person, or that's the agency that we're suing. It basically uses the same. We were very happy to hear Judge Jones, the way that she thinks about these issues, because we basically use those same theories with respect to the commerce power, and rather than in the context of taxation, it's the context of commerce. And we're basically the FinCEN, the agency. It's an agency under the Treasury, is requiring. Or they promulgated a rule that asks for a lot of like private sensitive information whenever a person transfers a piece of residential real estate into a legal entity or a trust. It tries to justify this based on its commerce power.
It's not just the commerce power, but the interstate commerce power.
The interstate
right?
commerce power.
So top line view of this. If, for example, I own a house and I say, you know what, I want to put my house into a trust because when I die, I want my house to go to my kids and not pass through. If I decide I want to put my house into a trust, I have to report a bunch of personal sensitive information to FinCEN?
That one is likely covered by one of its exemptions. But let's say you wanted to do the exact same thing, but put it into an LLC.
Okay.
Then yes. Then you have to put, like, it's a completely innocuous, like innocent, good purpose. And it's also only takes place, importantly, within a state. And your residential property is only, by definition, it's like the paradigm example of a non-fungible good or asset that is literally incapable of crossing interstate lines. Maybe interstate lines can cross them, but they cannot cross interstate lines.
See the Red River case. Yeah.
We have other cases about that, actually. So we're like, excuse me, this is not part of interstate commerce.
This is not interstate commerce. Now, the obvious question here is, but LLCs are businesses, and businesses do commerce, and commerce is interstate commerce. There's an underwear gnomes problem there a little bit, but like so why is it not just, but an LLC is a business and therefore this is governable under some of the many fingers and tongues of the Interstate Commerce Clause?
Because, well, first of all, it is not, it's a vehicle for commerce. It's not necessarily commerce itself. And so there's a case called GDF Realty that directs the courts to look like, no, you have to look at the actual activity that's regulated, not the surrounding activity that might be commercial. Like in that case, the government was trying to protect a bug from a Walmart development, and it said, well, look, we're affecting the Walmart development, and the court said, no, you're trying to take the bug. That's not commerce.
Right.
So LLCs themselves are not commerce, although they might sometimes be used in it. But that's not the only question that we ask, because there's both the necessary. Well, first of all, yes. So it's not in commerce.
It's not in commerce. It's not interstate.
And also the activity, the transfer of a inherently local thing, that being residential real estate, also not commercial real estate. That's not what the rule covers. It's residential, so not in commerce, into an LLC. That activity, that transfer, is not commercial. And
we're talking about an LLC within the same state.
Yeah,
so
and
Texas
LLCs, by the way, are like exclusively within the state government too. You don't make federal entities like that. They're state-based. So it's another element of state law.
This is not intrastate at all. This is a purely intrastate function of moving title to an LLC.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing this, they're not necessarily, like sometimes you could see like you're going to sell something to a business, that would be commerce. But if you own the LLC and you own the property, and you transfer the property from your personal ownership to the LLC ownership.
Yeah, and there's no money changing hands, anything like that, and you're just in your own, hometown or whatever. It's like literally not interstate commerce. So if it's not interstate commerce, then the government needs to use
commerce at all,
or even commerce at all.
Yeah.
Has to be justified somewhere else.
Yeah, the government has to find somewhere else.
We've got a last resort of an ultra vires actor.
What was it? Yeah, whatever she said. The second bite of the apple here.
Last best hope.
The last best hope. Yeah. That makes it sound so poetic. It's like Princess Leia when you say it like that. Your only hope, necessary and proper.
Help me, necessary and proper clause. You're my only hope.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's inevitably what the government has argued, And they say a lot of the same arguments of the government that were rejected here in the McNutt case, that, okay, necessary and proper clause is this free-floating grant of power. No, it's not. What we're holding the government to account is to say, you have to demonstrate how this is, and you can't, how this regulation of inherently local activity is both necessary, which is to say plainly adapted to, and proper, doesn't violate federalism principles, necessary and proper to the exercise of the commerce power. And we contend that it is not.
And where is that right now? Where is that case like at this moment? It's not at the Fifth Circuit yet.
It's in a very interesting
kind of
posture.
a weird procedural posture.
Yeah, that I've never encountered before. But the judge ruled on it, issued like what he described at the time as being a final ruling in favor of the government, although a different case actually struck it down and vacated it on statutory grounds. But our judge ruled in favor of the government, but then did not issue an opinion, and still hasn't, which is, that's fine. He's considering things such as the intervening case, such as McNutt, which actually came down during that interim period. So that might actually affect the analysis there. So we're just waiting.
And this is in the Northern District of Texas? Okay. So we're just patiently seeing what happens there. And I guess we'll keep everybody apprised as more developments there happen.